Okay, thank you, Venerable. So here, the most of the faces here I know so well, and so this, given that the text, yes, we are requesting the Tibet House, Delhi, to send the printed copies to, I don't know whether this can be done within this, like 20 copies, we have to print one by one, not ready made. So I don't know whether it can be made that easy, and then the guy should come to Thosamling by road tonight within that window of time. If this can be done, I'm not sure. Okay, let's see. And okay, so with this mind, let us turn to the mantra we recited this morning, page 6. We will recite this once more. So every time we have a new session, we recite, okay, first page 4, taking refuge in General Bodhicitta, followed by page 6, the mantra. I go for refuge and am enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha, by my accumulations of the practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge and am enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, by my accumulations of the practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge and am enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha, by my accumulations of the practice of giving and so forth, may I become Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. Sangye Joda Soge Chonamna Chanjo Bardo Dane Gyapsuch Dage Jinso Gebe Sonamge Dola Penjara Sangye Rubara Isho Sangye Joda Soge Chonamna Chanjo Bardo Dane Gyapsuch Dage Jinso Gebe Sonamge Tola Benjara Sanje Dubara Isho Sanje Joda So Chanjo Bardo Dane Gyalso Che Dage Jinso Kebe Sonamge Tola Benjara Sanje Dubara Isho. Page 6. Okay, as we recite the mantra, just, oh no, we are yet to explain the meaning. I'll explain it right away. I'll explain the word meaning. And then whenever we recite this, make sure that you understand the meaning. That's very important. And later on, you will come to realize, okay, even these questions you can ask the seniors. What's the benefit of this reciting a day? So frequently, every day. And you'll get to know that finally, whether you're happy, not happy, and just in essence, whether you're happy, not happy, it's all decided by your thinking. But it's not, oh, be happy. Some people, they do like, they take a very simplistic in the mindset, saying that, why you are unhappy, be happy, right? Yeah, I want to be happy. I don't want to be unhappy, but I become unhappy. No, be happy. No, I'm unhappy. Be happy. Forget about the unhappiness. No, it's not that easy. It's not easy. How to be happy? This is the question. How? And unless, unless we know how to address these things, it's not that easy. Finally, people are spending lakhs, crores and crores of rupees, or like millions of dollars, billions of dollars. The nations, they invest on the mental health issues and so forth. It's all for that purpose. If that is not that easy, be happy and then everybody becomes happy, then no need to invest all the billions of dollars into the health, particularly health, mental health. So now the question is how to make it happen, how to make this happen. And the for example, like the modern the technologies are there, the facilities are there, medicines are there, and it would really help. But let us not be too. Let us not be too. They say the okay, Bhumika, you don't know what is happening behind you. Right? Okay. Okay, that makes happy. That makes things happy. Okay, good. So it's not that easy. It's not that easy. So therefore, the thing is that for example, the medicines, if they are, some of us resorting to these medicines for to calming down your mental stress and so forth, say this really work. In fact, I would say that perhaps it's like, I think 26 years ago, I had asthma attack, and I had to resort to I went to the hospital, and the doctor prescribed me some medicines. And I started taking this for about like 2 weeks, and it did help. But how it helped is very different from how the exercises helped me. You're getting it? It's very different. One, with the medicines, it helped. I have to acknowledge that it helped. Otherwise, it was a very, very severe problem. I was gasping for air and really struggling. I could, in the middle of the night, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., I woke up because of this attack. And I could not sleep at all, because the moment I close my eyes, again the breath becomes weaker. It was a very severe problem. How many of you had asthma attack in your life? Raise hands. Okay, only one. So 2 of us, we have the experience. 3. Otherwise, so this is quite a severe problem. And what I'm saying is that the medicines, allopathic medicines, and the allopathic medicine, they're very effective in ways that it works quite quickly. But how it helps you is extremely mechanical, and like forcing your trachea, the windpipe, to expand. It's forcing it. You could feel it. Whereas after this, I have one Indian friend. He advised me to do exercise. And then with this advice and encouragement, of course, it's because of the good karma ripening at that point, that I met one of the monks who actually knows how to do the exercise, and he taught me the exercise. And that, how it helped, is very different. How the exercise is held is as though like when you breathe, there's a blissful experience coming. Whereas with the tablets you take, the breathing becomes easier, but this mechanically, physically, you could feel there's a tension, forcefully creating the space to breathe. So there's a difference. Likewise, I can imagine that taking the medication for the mental issues, health issues like stress, anxiety, and so forth, so how it helps is by numbing you. It numbs you. It numbs you. It doesn't really give you the ease, this body lightness, and then you just feel, and then it's sustainable. No, not at all sustainable. There's the gap of time period. So during that time it works, and again its effect diminishes. Again, if it comes back, again you have to take the medicine. And then how it helps? It just numbs your mind. It will throw you into the bed. That's it. And it numbs your mind. Okay, so therefore, what I'm saying is that, is there a way to make ourselves happy? So this question, this is a very serious question. And if possible, where you get the happiness without the side effects. without the side effects? This is a very serious question. So with this in mind, I'm going to explain this verse. Say, keep in mind that you are happy, not happy. These are all the results of your previous courses. For example, if in the course of our discussion, just see that don't be a passive listener. You getting it? Let me repeat it. Don't be a passive listener. Say, in the course of discussion, if you mentally disagree, or you feel not convinced, or not clear. Sometimes when not clear, if you don't get it clear, then the next points will not make any sense to you. If that happens, resents. Ask for the clarification. You're getting it? If you have like debates, discussions, so forth, then hold it for some time. Hold it. No need to bring them right away. You're getting it? Then the class will never finish, because that is a quite heavy heavy text. Yes, it requires the background information. If possible, it should be all NMC students, and that to NMC 1 students for this text that we are studying. But we'll see how to, how we manage sail through. So let's do that. So what I'm saying is that yes, this is possible to make happy as possible. But how? This question. So for that, it says that whether you're happy, not happy, this is all determined by the previous courses. For example, say you listen to somebody, you talk to somebody who is a stranger, and from the use of the vocabularies, oftentimes you can easily figure out if the person was educated so well, because if the vocabulary is so rich, sentence structure is so good, either the person is from the English literature, the background, or somebody who's so well read, having read lots of good books. So the use of vocabulary is very different, sentence structure is very different. And if you have a beautiful accent, like Omar, extremely beautiful accent, you just listen to it and it's so healing. And when I say this, and yes, he will not talk to you so easily. Not because he is reticent, and this is, so I deliberately try to create environment, to create the trigger him to speak so that I can hear. Particularly when I came back from Cambridge, I was in Cambridge for a while, and then having heard his accent for so long, and coming back, suddenly I meet somebody with this accent. So what I'm saying is that so you can see that, okay, this person must be so well educated or so well read. So well read preceded what you are seeing today, which means what you are seeing today is the effect of a previous event, previous courses. You getting it? So the Buddha taught that all what we are experiencing, they are not random. They come from causes and conditions. This is so important. So that removes the room for blind faith. That removes the room for blind faith. For example, say yesterday the incident which I shared with you, when Buddha asked me what mantra to recite, I said my reply is mantra known as ha ha ha. You're getting it? Why? Because it's a practical thing. It's a practical reality. Just by reciting mantra and all the weather changes and the flight and the what? Controllers, the mind change, right? Oh no, even if the weather is not good, it doesn't matter, somehow we'll make the flight happen, right? Because of mantra. If this is a power, then we should be very realistic. So the Buddha said, be very realistic. This is the message. That they say that the experiences that you go through, happiness, sadness, Any experience that we go through should necessarily come into being by dependence on their respective causes. They're never random. There's no room for randomness. So, and the causes, for example, if you plant an apple seed, don't expect mangoes growing. Don't expect mangoes growing. Say, do some very simple rituals, and suddenly you become so rich. Don't expect that. Do some simple rituals, you become a Nobel laureate in physics. Don't expect that, right? So therefore, the Buddha taught that they say, in the first place, all events, mental experiences, they should necessarily come into being by dependence on their respective causes. And the causes as well should be concomitant with the results. They should be concomitant, meaning, say, if you plant an apple seed, only you can expect apple trees, not mango trees. If you plant a poisonous seed, don't expect medicine growing out of that. Only poisons will grow. So this is the Buddha's teachings. So having said this, this is so important for us. If you gain so much conviction in this, and it's not just don't wait for the conviction to grow. You have to put effort to grow in this conviction. To be very honest, what I would say is, for example, all these gadgets, all the scientific discoveries, the majority of these scientific discoveries, of course, the contributions are there from the East, but the majority are from the West, to be very honest. It's because after the Renaissance, there's a tremendous emphasis on the cause and effect, material cause and effect. They don't, do pujas so that the aeroplane will come. Right? They have to learn how to make the aeroplane. They put effort. They don't do pujas they don't do, what is that? The Macintosh? Google? Who's that guy? Bill Gates and these people. Facebook. These people, they don't do pujas so that they become, they invent the microscopes and so, what's that? Microsoft. They don't puja so that they invent the Microsoft. No, they don't do puja at all. They actually use the brain, keep using the brain more. This is what the Buddha taught. You're getting it? There's no room for blind faith. This is what we need to learn. And if you truly gain conviction in this through your effort, then you become a very realistic person, like His Holiness the Dalai Lama. His Holiness, if you become sick and you go to a Tibetan Lama, usually they will do some divination. They will say, do this puja, do that puja, do this puja, do that puja. You're getting it? Or in many of the traditions, not only Tibetan Buddhism, even in the others also, Christianity, Hinduism, Islam, I'm not too aware of that. But, these traditions, they do this puja, and so forth. If you go to His Holiness never should do this puja, but he will go to hospital. His Holiness always say this, go to, first, if there's a chance, His Holiness say that, don't waste your time, go to a good allopathic hospital. He will not even send Tibetan hospital. You go to recommended allopathic hospital. And then where allopathy already given up, and then His will recommend allopathic plus the Tibetan medicine side by side. But the allopathic should not be missed. His was very practical, very practical. So, with this in mind, this mantra is so precious to remind us, I should not have a blind faith. I should be very realistic. I should gain conviction in how the world works based on cause and effect, not out of, say, unrealistic cause giving rise to unrealistic result. No room. So this is what we're learning from this mantra. I'm going to quickly explain this mantra. Say, okay, Om Ye Dharma, Om, the first syllable, Om. So say, usually this mantra is without the syllable Om. But if you want to add, there's nothing wrong. There's not. Some people, they are so finicky. No problem. If you add this, there's no problem. But originally, it came without this syllable Om. So Om, you have to know the meaning. Om It has multiple meanings, meaning from the, so this syllable Om is not only Buddhist, it's with the Jainism, Hinduism, different forms of Hinduism, many of them have this syllable Om. So in the Buddhist context, the syllable Om is consisted of 3 letters, is made of 3 letters. 3 letters. The syllable Om is made of 3 letters. A, U, Ma. 3 letters. And there is not A, O, Ma. You're getting it? It's A, U, Ma. These 3 combined together, it becomes Om. Don't say You're getting it? Okay. So the A, U, Ma. And the deeper meaning is that the A symbolizes your body, U symbolizes your speech, and Ma symbolizes the mind, body, speech, and mind. So what we are nothing but made of these the 3 components: body, speech, and mind. And when you say we are body, it has so much limitations, so many limitations. It is prone to sickness, aging, hunger, death, cancer, all these. Our body has so much of demerits, so much of demerits, the shortcomings. And then the speech, of course. Our speech can really injure other people so easily. So these are the, it's not that you say something and everybody feels at ease, feel the healing. No, it injures, unnecessarily injures so much others' mind so easily. But even though with intention, without intention, you can unnecessarily hurt other people. The speech, how defiled our speech is, and our mind so defiled: anger, attachment, craving, jealousy, all this ignorance is just the full of garbage in our mind. But this is not who you are. This is not your true nature. The body, imperfect body, and the speech, imperfect speech, and the injurious speech, and the mind, very defiled mind. These 3 things are not your true nature. Your true nature is so beautiful. It's amazingly pure. Your true nature. That we have to know. And it's not that Buddha is just making you happy. This is what the Buddha discovered. And because of this, and this true nature, when it comes to true nature, on the superficial nature, we see that some people are better, some people are less, some people are IQ higher, some people are IQ less, some people are more compassionate, some people are less compassionate, some people are very happy, some people are unhappy, some people are richer, some people are poor, some people are more powerful, some people are less powerful, and so forth. But at the core, everybody's equal. There's no difference. Everybody is equal. There's no one who is higher, lower. Everybody's equally high. Everybody's equally pure. Everybody's equally compassionate at the core. But don't say that I'm very pure, you are very pure, everybody's pure. Buddha said, no. Buddha said, at the core, everybody is pure. Everybody's perfect. There's a perfection at the core. That is something that we need to acknowledge. We need to understand it. Okay, acknowledge doesn't mean that you have to force yourself to accept it. This is something that is a reality the Buddha discovered. And our job is to discover that. For example, Albert Einstein, in a way, he discovered E equals mc square. E equals mc square. He discovered that. So, Einstein said, so it must be correct. And then, no, you have to derive it. You have to learn how true it is. How efficacious this equation is. You have to derive it. You have to learn how to derive it. Derivation, you have to practice it, and finally you must be convinced. So, likewise, the Buddha discovered it, and our job is to derive it, to discover it, what the Buddha said is true. This is about all of us. At the core of our heart, nobody is higher than you. You are as good as anybody else. Not only as good, there's a perfection within you. It's not a story, it's reality. But to what extent that potential is manifested, it entirely depends on the individual's effort. So for that, you need to know how to put the right effort. For that, you need to know how to put the right effort. For that, you require the right information. And that information is what the Buddha passed to us in the form of teachings. But simply, oh, this is what the Buddha passed, that is the correct. No, this should not be attitude. Okay, so he said that this is what the Buddha passed, so let me check. Learn it fully, and gradually see if that truly the resonates with the reality. So this is what we need to learn. So with this in mind, the cause and effect principle, this is so important for us, leaving no room for blind faith. Having said this, let's turn to page 6. Om, as I said earlier, body, speech, mind. So as we recite this, it should remind us that the true nature of myself, is so pure. Body, speech, mind. So you remember that, okay, what the body, speech, and mind that I have symbolized by the 3 letters of Om. So this at the moment is so impure, but this can be converted to the pure body, pure speech, and pure body with pure mind of the fully awakened one. When you become a Buddha, everyone can become a Buddha. Buddha doesn't mean Buddhism. Don't mix up the 2 things. Buddhism and the Buddha. Don't mix up the 2 things. Buddhism is ism. But the Buddha is is a Sanskrit word which means awakened one. Awakened. Anybody can be awakened, provided the person follows for example, say somebody can, of course, somebody can become a Nobel laureate in physics. But for that, if you keep going to the pubs, nightclubs, and so forth, you can never become a Nobel laureate in physics. You have to study it properly in order to become a Nobel laureate in physics. So, likewise, to make this body, speech, mind, which is impure, to become pure, we have to put the right effort. So, for that, say the cause and effect relationship. Okay, I want good things, so I have to follow the causes which can give rise to the good things. I don't want a bad thing, so therefore I have to stay away from the causes which otherwise will bring bad results. So we have to be convinced of that. So with this in mind, the mantra says, oh, I have to change the body, impure body to the pure body, impure speech to the pure speech, impure mind to the pure mind. The next question is, how? Okay, so next comes, ye dharma hetu prabhava, hetum tesham tathagato hyavatat. Ye dharma, these phenomena, these dharma phenomena, hetu, cause, is Sanskrit. Hetu is a cause. Hetu, prabhava, arise or originate. These phenomena arise or they originate from the causes. Ye dharma hetu prabhava. Hetum tesham tathagato hyavatat. Hetum is a plural form of cause. Hetum. Tesham, again these. Tesham. Tathagato is the one who has gone to the thusness, ultimate, referring to the Buddha. Buddha doesn't mean only Buddha Shakyamuni. Buddha Shakyamuni is one of the Buddhas. One day you can also become Buddha. There are so many Buddhas. So Buddha Shakyamuni is the one who is responsible, is one of the Buddhas who is responsible for disseminating, sharing this wisdom that we have inherited now of this particular time and place. So this is the Buddha Shakyamuni. Otherwise, even before Buddha Shakyamuni, there were so many Buddhas. And Buddha, after Buddha Shakyamuni, Buddha Maitreya also they will be there. So with this in mind, the Tathagato Hyavatat. Hyavatat is said or taught. Hyavatat. Tesham, again these. Chayo is whatever of these refer to these causes. Whatever these causes, chayo, nirodha, cessation. The cessation of whatever of these causes, evam is thus, vadi is taught. Okay, let me repeat it. Ye dharma, these phenomena, these dharma phenomena, hetu, cause, prabhava, arise or originate, hetum, plural form of cause, tesham, again these, the Tathagato is the one who has gone to the ultimate, meaning the Buddha. Hyavat is said or taught. And for the time being, it may not make any sense because how the English works and how Tibetan works is very different, and how the Sanskrit works is different. Third line, Tesham, these, Chayo, whatever, Nirodha, cessation, Tesham, Chayo, Tesham, these, Chayo, whatever, Nirodha, cessation, Evam, thus, Vati, taught or speak, Maha, great, Shramana, seer or saint, Yesvaha, established thus. So now if we make sense of what we have, how we give the meaning of each of the words, Om Ye Dharma Hetu Prabhava. These phenomena arise from causes. Second line, Hetum Tesham Tathagato Hyavatat. Hetum, plural form of the cause. Tesham, these causes, particularly causes of the miseries, these causes. Tathagata Hyavatat. Tathagata taught, Tathagata spoke of these causes. What these causes are is taught by the Tathagata. Tesham Chayo Nirota. Tesham, these, Chayo, whatever of these, referring particularly to these, referring to the causes of miseries. Whatever of these causes of miseries have cessation. Nirodha, cessation. Cessation of these causes. Evam, thus, Vati, taught by the great Shramana. Great Shramana meaning the Buddhas. All the Buddhas, they taught this, how to stop, how to bring the cessation of the causes of the miseries. Okay. So, that every time we recite this with the meanings reflected, you deep inside you build the tendency to accept only what is rational. What is irrational, you discard. This is the tendency that we build. And if this happens, then in the future lifetimes, you are born as a little boy or a little girl, and even as a little child, you would accept only what is rational. What is totally irrational, you will not be happy to accept. So this is a benefit. And yes, some of us may wonder that, okay, he's upon the rebirth. Say in your future lifetimes. How do we know there's future lifetimes? This is a very serious question, very important question, which we have to study. And of course, there are the seniors there. They can talk more about this to you. And then yes, we have to study this. Okay, with this in mind, let's recite this mantra three times together and see if you can contemplate the meanings while we recite the mantra. Om Ye Dharma Hetu Prabhavam Hetum Tesham Tathagato Hyavatat Tesham Chayo Nirodha Evam Vati Mahashramana Yesvaha. Om Ye Dharma Hetu Prabhavam Hetum Tesham Tathagato Hyavatat Tesham Chayo Nirodha Eva Vati Mahashramana Yesvaha. Om Ye Dharma Hetu Prabhavam Hetum Tesham Tathagato Hyavatat Tesham Chayo Nirodha Eva Vati Mahashramana Yesvaha. Meaning of the mantra. All phenomena arise from causes. The causes are taught by the Tathagata. The cessation causes as well is taught by the great seer. Profound, peaceful, elaboration-free, clear light and non-composite, such as the nectar of Dharma I have discovered. Finding no one to fathom this teaching, in silence I'll return to the woods. Beyond utterance, thought, and expression is the perfection of wisdom, which is unborn, unseen, and has initial space. Is the object of apprehension of self-realized wisdom. To you, the mother of the Buddhas of the three times of your obeisance. The four seals of Buddha's teachings. All composite things are impermanent. All contaminated things are nature of suffering. All phenomena are the nature of emptiness, selflessness. Transcendent sorrow is peace. The Guru is the Buddha, the Guru is the Dharma, likewise the Guru is the Sangha, the Guru is the source of everything wholesome. I go for refuge in the Guru. By the sound of the vibrant drum of Dharma, you liberate all beings of miseries. I beseech you to kindly remain and give teachings until the end of the expanse of billions of eons. The Buddha does not watch the negativities of beings, nor does he remove his spiritual realizations are not transferred to them. It is by teaching the truth of suchness that the beings are liberated. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered miseries gloom. Instruction on parting from the four attachments. If you are attached to this life, you are not a spiritual practitioner. If you are attached to samsara, you have no renunciation. If you are attached to your own self-interest, you have no bodhicitta. If there is grasping, you do not have the view. Okay, so for the class, let me begin with the question to the class here. My question is, okay, just pick your mind. There's no right, wrong answer. Just pick your mind. Meanwhile, your brain, your mind will become active. Okay, so because your active mental state is required for our learning this text, as I said earlier, this is quite technical text, at the same time, extremely beautiful text. The subject matter was very, very profound, and how the author so creatively brought about the two contradictory thought process within us. So this is what the author is trying to do, and the particular I would say that if those from NMC 1, if they're able to attend this class, they will really enjoy it. Okay, it doesn't mean that you will not enjoy this. This is not the connotation. What I'm saying that this text is very interesting. Okay, so first let me ask this question to you. What do you think is the difference between the inanimate objects and the animate objects? Anyone? Okay, first, just can you give me an example of an animate object? Human beings. Okay, the Shubham. Shubham, would you mind sharing with us as to what exactly does mean by animate? Yes, the example that you gave is perfect. Just for the sake of others, let us listen to you as to what do you understand by animate?
They can breathe, they have metabolism, they have life processes.
Something which has life processes like metabolism, breathing, eating. Anything else anybody likes to add? Movement, and you like to add anything else? For example, car moves, cars and magazines in the air, take the fuel, eat food, take the fuel, movement is the air. So car is animate or inanimate? According to Shubham and Bedullah. According to them, the car is animate because it can move. Okay, so what extra? Tell me, what would make and say, what is something missing here? Okay, some consciousness should be there. You're getting it? Some consciousness should be there. Consciousness like what? Indications of the presence of consciousness. Can you share with us? Cognition. What do you mean by cognition?
Like understanding.
To know, to understand. Oh yeah, okay. We are not. They say we are not in Delhi. We are into something beautiful, very peaceful place. You know that, right? Okay, so you have no tension. Okay, good. So that is animate. Whereas for the say this book, which came from Delhi. So this book doesn't have any, for the book there's no difference between when the book was in Delhi or Thosamling, no difference. Oh, very peaceful place. Right? No, the book is not. This is known as inanimate. It doesn't have any kind of feeling, any kind of cognition, any kind of awareness, any kind of conscious thought processes. So this is all missing. So these are known as inanimate objects versus animate. Okay. So now tell me, what is the difference between inanimate? Now that we know a little bit about what is inanimate, what is animate. So can you tell me what is the difference, major difference between these two, animate objects and inanimate objects? Major difference. Faith, willpower, decision making will. Well, this is a very serious matter. Thank you. What's your name? Himani. Okay, Himani. You're from where? Okay, from here. Okay, so let's say decision making. This is how she hit the target. Say decision making. This any animal they don't have. Decision making. When you make wrong decision, bad decision, it doesn't matter. But decision making is the feature that marks the difference between animated and inanimate. What are the dogs? What are the dogs? The animated or inanimate? Hey, don't try to put your definition there. Say conventionally, dog animate or inanimate? Animate, of course, animate. So dogs, do they take decisions? Like? Oh, I need to eat, right? Okay, some people say this is purely impulsive. It's not a decision. Impulsive. They feel hungry, they go in search of something. And they feel tired, they sleep. Right? So we feel tired, still we persevere to keep, what? Awake by doing coffee. Dogs didn't do that. Right? Dogs, okay, today I should not eat too much, right? Because they may fall asleep, a person might honor me, not like me. No such thoughts. Okay, so this is a very important element. What Himani said, she made a very important point, and I still ask question. I still ask question against that point. It doesn't mean that what she said is wrong. It simply means how to articulate your thoughts and how to refine your thoughts. You're getting it? How to make your thoughts more refined. This is something which we have to learn. Even if somebody gives a brilliant answer, still you can ask a question. It doesn't mean that the answer given is wrong. Okay, so having said this, let's say that the Humani made a very important statement, the distinction between what is animated and inanimate in the form of what is known the decision-making faculty within us. Say the dogs also, okay, I'm hungry, then go to eat something. So books will not feel that. Books just even if it become very dirty, so still okay, I need to become dry now, go out. No difference. These are inanimate. Okay, now with the animate, we see that this decision making, along with this decision making, there's another feature where we say, so with the decision making, we say there's a good decision making and bad decision making. You agree? And they're neutrals also. So for time, there's a good and bad decisions. On what basis we make this decision? Good decision and bad decision? Anyone?
Outcomes.
Outcomes like what?
Like if it leads to pleasure, it's good.
Okay, then we use the word pleasure because many people may not like this word. You can say if it gives rise to happiness. Some people, they are even not happy with the word happiness. Not happy with the word happiness. So, ease, fulfillment, these are the words many people prefer to use. Okay, so a decision which takes you to a greater ease, versus decision which takes you to less ease. So those decisions which takes you to less ease is unwise decision or wrong decision, let's say. And those decisions which take you to good or the desirable results, we call them as, let's say, the wise decisions. Okay. How many you agree with this? Minimum, let's say, above 60, 70, 80%, you agree? Okay, we all agree. Good. Okay, still it has nothing to do with religion, it's nothing to do with philosophy. You getting it? Okay. So the thing, what we are studying is, don't think that you are studying religion. Don't think that you are studying theology. We are studying common sense. If you disagree, meaning whatever I'm sharing with you, if you disagree, raise hands. It doesn't mean that what you said is wrong. Because you disagree, you are on the wrong track. No. Feel free. That's very important. So, having said this, so we now said that the good decisions and the wrong decisions. And say the desirable results. Say you take a decision where you are able to protect your family. Your family is protected while others are suffering. Right? Because of the wrong decision. They don't know how to protect the family. And you know how to protect the family. And with a proper decision, you do something and then your family is protected. Versus that you are able to protect the whole nation. Which is a better decision? Protecting only your family versus protecting the whole nation. Protect the whole nation. Protecting the nation versus protecting the whole world. Whole world. You getting it? Whole world. So leaders who only think about my family versus my nation versus the world. The world. So somebody who can think of the world, to protect the world, stop all the wars. Stop all the wars, not because of my nation's business. Because war destroys life. That should not happen. This is life, and everybody has the right to be happy. And we can live happily. Without wars, we can still live happily. In a very decent way, in a very civilized way. This is real civilization. Wars is this is the opposite of the civilization. In the olden times. So whoever is more powerful can conquer other empires. For example, who was that? Alexander the Great. When he was conquered, he was in going to conquer. He's moving to conquer another kingdom, another empire, knowing that he was very powerful. Other kings, they surrender. They don't even attempt to fight back. Many of them, they surrender. He comes and then they just touch his feet, which means that surrender. So, no, we don't have to do that. This is the incivility. Whereas, without having to conquer, let anybody, if possible, the dream of His Holiness. Say, whole world is one community, in true sense. Where you eat your food, I eat your food, and then you say, I eat my food, you eat your food, and then when sick, help each other. So what more do you need than this? Even as a nation, what more do you need? So the best nation would be a nation who's able to provide all the citizens, the maximum number of citizens, the basic facilities. That is a successful country. But your citizens are suffering, and then you are sending rockets, missiles, and so forth, and this is not this civilization. So, with this in mind, somebody who can, this is where we talk about this, say, the decision making, wise decision, wrong decision. Within the wise decision, again, there are even the various layers. Some are, say, one grade wise, some are 5 grade wise, and some are 10 grade wise. So there are layers of wisdom. So with this in mind, from this, do you agree with me that an extremely profound and very comprehensive decision made by a leader can make the whole nation very happy? You agree? Very happy? You agree? Okay. So with this, now from this, what do you see is very important? We see that just as a human being, everybody is a human being, and as a human being having the decision making, the will, this everybody has, but say the ability to take good decisions that too on a very sophisticated level, very profound level, that is rare. You agree? You agree? So if you can make this happen, then this decision making, very profound decision making, good profound decision making, can make you the happiest person, can make others the happiest person, can stop all the tears of your pain, can stop all the tears of your pain. You getting it? And of course, some of them, I say so it is like, but don't expect that today you learn about it and tomorrow you become the happiest person. Tomorrow you become the happiest person, you throw everything, and then, okay, now I'm happy, right? Don't expect that. Say, usually, nobler the goal, more the time it takes. You getting it? Nobler the goal, more the time takes. More the time it takes to accomplish it. Say that for example, just to finish your high school and finish PhD, which requires more time? Hey.
High school takes more time.
Oh, okay, high school takes more time. So therefore, I'm quite
I got
confused.
the entire education.
From which planet you're from?
I thought the entire schooling education, but it's just high school you asked, yeah.
By the way, tell me, which the place you're from? Which region you're from?
I grew up in Rajasthan.
Okay, Rajasthan PhDs, all the children, they're PhDs. And those who finish class 10 is very less. All are PhD students, Rajasthan. Which part? Patna?
No.
Patna, no.
Kota.
Kota, yeah, okay. So Kota people, they're all PhD. Then you're born, you're PhD. And then gradually your education diminishes. Okay, so what I'm saying is that nobler the goal, more the time taken. Don't forget it. Don't expect that. We learn about it and then suddenly tomorrow you are the happiest person. Don't expect that. Okay. And particularly, say, nobler the goal, it involves many facets of the many facets within that. So we need to work on all the facets, not only one part. You're getting it? Not only one aspect, but we need to work on all the aspects. With this mind, the decision making, it is related to compassion. So this morning we discussed compassion is the effective expansioning. Then the wisdom, cognitive transformation, cognitive awakening. Then with the stability meditation to make your mind very stable, grounded, not easily affected by the wind of the external factors. Of these three, say in the decision making, wise, comprehensive decision making, what is required? Which of three is required? Anyone? Just keep your thoughts. Don't worry. Oh, it may be, I may get it wrong. I may get it wrong. Don't worry. What do you think? Okay. To finally, what we come to learn today is that the distinction between the animate and the inanimate. So for this, the Shubham said that the human being is the animate, and it is marked by having qualities like movement and eating and what else, metabolism and so forth, and then added Himani added that there should be the will, decision-making will. Okay, so we agreed upon these two things combined together, and we said decision-making thing is particularly something which is very important. And then anybody who can have that the factor developed to such extent that it makes extremely good decision, which can positively affect, they say, the benefit a large number of the people, and that too in a very long term. We call that decision making as very wise decision making. And then for that wise decision making, of course, when that is done, you are benefited, your family members are benefited, you, the country and citizens are benefited, the world is benefited. So for that, and that is so important. So we all want happiness. We don't want suffering. And we go to schools, colleges, universities, do a job, start your own these startups, or attend retreats, or could have lunch for holiday, whatever. So this is all related to your, say, the seeking happiness and minimizing sufferings. This is the reality. This is reality. Now, the next question is that, so what kind of happiness do you want? What degree of happiness do you want? What degree of misery do you want to stop? If possible, the maximum. If that's, and that too, not only for yourself, but for the entire, all the beings, if possible. Is this possible? So before you even say yes or no, my question to you is that decision-making will, that faculty that we have. So they say that determines what kind of leadership you have, leadership quality that you have. And that quality, so we see that this morning what we learned is that the happiness, there are three key things. One is the cognitive awakening. Number two is effective expansioning. Number three is stabilizing your mind, that it is not affected by external factors, blown away by external factors easily, like the way the cotton is blown away by the wind very easily. So these are three things. Now, on the other hand, today, this session, we learned that decision making, that is the one. Wise decision making is the one which decides to what extent you are able to make yourself happy and make others happy. So there are three things there. So with this wise decision making, and how do you correlate it with these three things? Say, for the wise decision making, what do you want? You want the cognitive awakening, you want the effective, meaning compassion side, effective expansioning, or you want to make your mind very steady, where the wind of the external factors cannot blow you very easily. Which of the three qualities is associated with that decision making, wise decision making? Anyone?
Intention?
Intention,
no. Intention, the will.
Okay, I said three things. One, cognitive awakening, effective expansioning, and the stability practice. Of the three, which of the three is related to in making this decision, the decision, wise decision making? Cognitive awakening. Anyone else?
Compassion expansion.
Okay, compassionate, the expansioning of compassion, or the effective, the expansioning, and saying that all three, they're all connected, they're all related. Okay, so let's see. Some of you, for example, like your name? Simran might have thought that Geshe has room for only one of the three, so he picked one, right? Or whereas others, they may thought that, okay, no, why one? Why not two? Why not three? You getting it? So therefore, the Shivam said all three. And then the Patron also said all three, we require all three. Okay, so let's see. We don't have to accept very easily. We don't accept very easily only one or all three. Okay, so with the one, what is lacking? With, let's say, the all three, what's the problem or no problem? We have to explore. This is so important. Okay, so let's say that the, say, cognitive awakening, let's say, say the person, for example, the mother wants to make the child the most famous person in the world, but the mother's education level is so low, exposure to the world is so low, right? So there, what is lacking? The mother cannot make the child forget about child becoming the best person like His Holiness Albert Einstein or the Mahatma Gandhi and so forth. She can't even make this child successful in the college. So what's lacking in him or her? Cognitive awakening. First of all, to help others, in that sense, you have to have an amazingly incredible cognitive awakening yourself. If you don't have it, you cannot help the other person effectively. Number one. Now, let's say that, okay, in the history of the humanity, unimaginable cruelties were done. Unimaginable cruelties were done to each other. And these require a lot of thinking. If you're not smart, you cannot engage in that extent of cruelty. So there's cognitive awakening is there, but a leader with incredible great cruelty, killing millions, is this a wise decision or not wise decision? Not wise. So there's cognitive awakening there. What is missing? Compassion part is missing. You're getting it? This is not. It's easy to destroy, but so difficult to create. Easy to destroy, kill. It's very easy. But to create somebody as a sensible person, that requires a lot of time, energy, resources, intelligence. So compassion, that is missing. Okay, so with this we see that so therefore in this we see that that cognitive awakening is so important, and then compassion is very important. Now, what is the relationship between these two? Cognitive awakening doesn't guarantee the compassion expansioning. It doesn't guarantee that. So how do you see the correlation? Are these two things to be cultivated separately, or they can be done together? This is the next question. Okay. Do you agree with me that, say, someone who's cognitively extremely smart, do you think the person is very happy? Not necessarily. Not necessarily. He or she knows how to manage things. For example, like the leaders. Some leaders who are cognitively very smart and then just destroys. And even somebody to stay as a leader for a long duration, the person can easily be toppled by others. But if he or she is not toppled for the last 30, 40 years, and yet not a good leader, a true leader, unless he or she has some intelligence in a negative way. Intelligence, anybody can topple him, because there are many other good people are there. They cannot topple him. Which means that he should have a great degree of intelligence for him to stay there. But compassion part is missing. So therefore the cruelty is happening. Okay, now say, is there a correlation between these two? The cognitive awakening and compassion, the expansioning. Do you see the correlation? This is a very serious question. So the answer is that finally, let's say that the cognitive awakening, why do you need that? Okay. And say you can come with any creative question. You can come with any creative question which can challenge these points. For example, like Buddha taught that all their problems are because of ignorance. Ignorance is the lack of cognitive awakening. And Buddha emphasized on that. And the Buddha's teaching is grounded on compassion. All teaching of Buddha is grounded on compassion. But the Buddha taught, Buddha said all our problems because of the ignorance, including being cruel to others, because of ignorance. So there should be a correlation between cruelty and ignorance. You're getting it? So therefore, this is something so important. And I would say that sometimes you can also do what is known as the playing the devil's card. What is it, playing the devil's card? Anyone? Hey, Chelsea.
Devil's advocate.
Oh, devil's advocate. What does it mean by that?
As an example, so for example, if you say something and I share the opposing view.
Although you agree with me, she pretended as though like she does not agree with me and comes with some strong argument against his position. It doesn't mean that she disagrees with me, but deliberately playing the devil's card, meaning that as though like she's the devil to counteract you. You're getting it? So this is acting. So likewise, say you can ask any such questions which can be quite challenging. And so when such questions are asked, don't reject. Particularly intelligible questions are asked. These are so precious for you to continue to grow. Because, say, tall buildings, tall trees, very, very, very tall trees. At the base, you see the gap. At the top, you see that they are touching. Actually, they are not touching. You're getting it? Actually, they are not touching. From here, the vision is such that as you look at the distance, the space is seen less. You agree? So therefore, you see a sort of tips, they are all touching. They are not touching. It's the illusion, optical illusion. So with this, say, with the clear vision, you see the gaps. As the distance is more, the vision becomes more and more hazy. You're getting it less and less clear. So you see that they are touching. They are not touching. Because of the lack of is an optical delusion. There's the illusion created because of the distance. Your eyes cannot see things very clearly. You see as though like they are touching. It's not touching. Likewise, so as you cognitively become more and more intelligent, you are able to distinguish things. You are able to see the nuances. You are able to see the nuances, very fine distinctions. You are able to see the nuances. So with this, the benefit is that okay, yeah, this is very true. Somebody who is very intelligent, but is very cruel. So intelligence is so precious. Intelligence per se is not a problem. Because incompleteness of the intelligence. And ordinary people may see the person is very intelligent, but it's still incomplete. With complete intelligence, there is no choice other than to go for compassion. When the intelligence is complete, then you see that the only alternative way is to go for compassion. You're getting it? When the intelligence is not complete, then it can be used very destructively. And for this is something, how do you know that intelligence, as it becomes more and more fine, it turns towards compassion? How? For that you should be able to see the fineness of to distinguish the fineness of the intelligence through playing devil's card. You have to ask questions, to challenge somebody who says that compassion and intelligence are connected. If it is connected, then why, look at these people, the scientists at the time of Hitler, how they used human beings as the objects of experiments and kill so many of them. So where is the intelligence connected to compassion? You can ask these questions. So there, then as questions are asked, you learn how to see things in the nuances. In the nuances, and then you say that, okay, this goes to incompleteness of intelligence. What is incompleteness? You can identify them very precisely. But you got. So these points are the background information required. Plus, now this afternoon we have to actually study about not directly the emptiness. We have to study why the cognitive awakening is so important. We have to learn this, and then gradually study emptiness. Once you get a little bit of, say, at least to get experience to study emptiness, of course, we need to study more. And usually, I say that when you go to particularly those people who are coming to the January teaching in South India, January teaching for the NMC 1 and 2 students coming the year. So you're bound to meet with the scholars who spend many years on emptiness, and I want them, don't tell them that you study emptiness. So if you say, we study emptiness with whom? With Geshe, Dorji, Damdul, right? And then they feel so proud. And then they, how long did you study? 20 years with Geshe, Dorji, Damdul. No, not 20 years. 10 years. No. Then 10 months. No. Then 10 days. 7 days, right? And then the expectation will just drop. You're getting it? Okay, so why I'm saying this is that these studies, don't expect too much, particularly as beginners. Don't expect too much to get of the emptiness. It requires a lot of studies. For example, don't expect too much. Just listen to 1 or 2 lectures of quantum physics, then you get quantum physics understanding. So which Niels Bohr said, if you study quantum physics and if you're not shocked by it, you have not understood it yet. You getting it? So this is exactly applicable to the teaching on emptiness. So with this mind, what we do is that we will study our best, and then later on, if you feel connected, then you go to explore deeper, study more. Okay. But then once we get the basic framework of what emptiness is, at least intellectually, then we can go through the text very quickly. Okay, good. Sorry?
The food offering.
Yes. Okay, very better line. So from tomorrow by rotation, today very better line.
So the food offering prayer is on page 300.
We offer this food to the Buddha, the teacher of unconditional love, on the basis of understanding the infinite benefits of oneself and others. We offer this food to the Dharma, the perfect teachings of the Buddha. We offer this food to the Sangha, the perfect practitioners of these teachings. By the power of offering this food to the 3 jewels, may all sentient beings be free of suffering and eventually be led to full awakening, which is the highest state of happiness. The qualities of the Buddha are inconceivable. The Buddha are inconceivable. The qualities of the Dharma are inconceivable. The qualities of the Arya Sangha are inconceivable. By the power of venerating the inconceivables, the results accrued as well are inconceivable. I offer this food to the inconceivable fields of perfection. The precious Buddha is the sublime teacher. The precious Dharma is a sublime protection. The precious Sangha is a sublime assistant. We offer this food to the 3 jewels, the source of our refuge. I go for refuge in the triple gem. I confess the negativities individually. I rejoice in the virtues of all beings. I hold the precious Buddha in my heart.
Okay, 3 precisions together.